How much money can you make as an amateur darts player? Now, I'm going to use myself as the example from the full 7-week cycle that ADC vaults run out. So, for 7 weeks, I played in Vault 12. It started at the end of April and ran all the way into the beginning of June. Now, in the UK, the vaults are on every single day. They're in most towns, cities. But how much can you make from entering these? So, I entered 12 vault events. I won 6 and I was runner-up 3 times and a couple of semi-finals. And I also entered 2 of the Grand Slams that was on in this 7-week cycle, which I was a runner-up in the first event, and then the second time we managed to pick up the win. Now, to enter into the vaults, it's £6, but I'll break down the costs a little bit later on in this video. Okay, to win a vault event, it's usually £50 to the winner, and the runner-up usually gets between £20 and £30 if the event is full. Now, in the vaults, it's 24 players maximum, and 99% of the time, they are full. A few venues pay out slightly different, where the winner will get £30 and the runner-up may get £15 to £20. So I'm going to run through what I made in the 7-week period. So 12 events, I have got it written down here. 6 wins, which come at £50, £50, £30, £50, £30 and £50. So 6 events, 6 wins. We had 4 £50 wins and 2 £30 wins. And the 3 times I came as a runner-up was a £15, a £20 and another £15. Now you do get £10 for a loss in a semi-final at some places. I think I was semi-finalist twice and I got 2 £10 payouts for that. Now I did say I did enter 2 Grand Slam finals also, which in the first one I did actually lose in the final. But as a runner-up, I won £160. I think the winner was £320 or £350. Now that was with over 50 players in the event, plus a couple of outside sponsorships as well, just boosting up the prize fund. Now the second Grand Slam I entered, I did actually win it, but that time I only won £160 and there was only about 35 players and they didn't have as much sponsorship pushing the prize fund up. So not too bad. Now a quick return of what we've made so far. So from the vaults, I made a total of £310. So I only played in 2 events a week, on a Monday night and a Friday night. From them 2 events, we made a total of £310 over the 7-week period. From the Grand Slam, we made £320 over the 2 events. So pretty good. But there's more. So the vaults are run by regions. Now I play in the Northwest region. And for every night win you get 32 points. So 32 points for the win. The runner-up gets 16 points. The semi-finals get 8 points and so on. It just drops down like that. Now, after 7 weeks, your best 10 results, out of all the results you could play 10 events, you could play 20, 30. It's just your best 10 results are taken and that'll show you where you finished throughout all the rest of the players from the Northwest region. And also that does update after every vault. So as you get a win, it'll tell you where you are in the table. Now, if you finish in the top 16 after the 7 weeks, you do get a little bit of a payout for how well you did. And you also qualify for 2 different final events. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So, as you can see, I finished 10th, which I got the prize fund of £463. Pretty decent. Now, the higher up, the better. There is really good money to be made. Now, I did say finals. So if you finish in the top 32 after the 7 weeks, you do get entered into the Vault 13 finals for the chance to play, if you win, the Modus Super Series. Now, in this event, I actually lost to the event winner, Matt Clark, who did pick up the day and managed to go and play in the Modus Super Series. Now, I really didn't play the best on the day, but it was good experience playing against the likes of Matt Clark. Now, against Matt Clark, I did lose in the quarterfinals. And for losing in the quarterfinals, I did actually make £25. But it was quite a trek in the car to get there. So that £25 just covered the petrol. I think the winner also got £200, but I can't be sure. They did get the Modus Super Series spot, but I'm not 100% sure if they got the £200 as well. I'm not too sure. But also, for finishing in the top 32 of that vault, I did get put through to the national finals, which is the best players from each region. So you've got like Northwest, Northeast, Southwest, just all Yorkshire, all different areas, all different regions, all get put into one big final, which is in November, I believe. And it is at, they did change it, it was in Leicester. Now I'm pretty sure I think it's Broadmoor Farm, I think it's been placed at. Which, that's going to be a massive event. It's the best players, the best amateur players in the UK, all competing, and I think the price one is around about £12,000. It may have gone up if they've had extra sponsors, but it's a biggie. So let's break it down. From the vaults nightly that I entered, so I entered 2 a week, I managed to win £310 over the 7 weeks. The vault final, I won £25, which like I said, just covered the petrol. Now for finishing at the top 10, I made a massive £463, which like I said, it can get higher up, it's really good money. The Grand Slam runner-up in the first time, I made £160. And in the Grand Slam the second time, which I won £160. Just because there wasn't as many players there, like I said. So, totaling after 7 weeks, £1,118. Not so bad for 7 weeks. Now, like I said, I only played 2 events a week. And the events run every single night. So you can enter as many events as you want. So there's a lot more money that can be made. But the £1,118 is fantastic. But there is expenses. So it usually costs £6 to enter each event. And for me personally, I've got to drive to most events. You could get a taxi. But for me, it's around about £10 petrol every time I go and play one of the events. So £6 to enter, £10 petrol. Most vault events last around 5 hours. So it usually starts between 7 and half 7. And it can go on till 12, half 12 at night. So if you're driving, like I do have a couple of the 0% Guinnesses, which can cost between £4 and a £5. So I usually have 2 or 3 of them a night, maybe even a drink of Coke. But if you're in a taxi and you're having a couple of pints, you may end up having 2, 3, 4, 5 pints while you're there. So these costs do add up. So for me, £6 to enter on the night, £10 petrol, and I usually have 3 drinks, so 5, 10, £15. So you're looking at £25, £31 for the night it costs me to go and play it in the vault. But there's also, if you're hungry, a lot of the events do offer food, but some places don't. And if you're just coming home from work, going straight there, you might be hungry. You might want to grab some food as well, which is going to add more costs, more expenses onto the night. So if you enter one of the vaults and you manage to pick up the win, you may win £50, but the expenses on the night may be £30, £35, £40. So you're only walking away with a tenner. So you've got to factor in the expenses as well. Now, how much can you make realistically depends on how many events you can enter. Because on the ADC website, it's not just the vaults they run, there's a whole variety of competitions varying from £100 prize fund to £500. I'm entering one in 4 weeks, which I got entered for free, which is over £600 for the winner. It's a biggie. So there is lots of events you can enter other than the vaults. Now I would say you need an average of probably over 65 to win some of these events. But that is how much I made from 7 week cycle during the vaults. Like I said, I only played 2 nights a week, 1 or 2 Grand Slams at the weekend. Pretty decent to be honest, but there is expenses. Now, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I carry on bringing more. Can we get this video to 100 likes? That would be a massive achievement for the channel. And before we go, I just want to say a massive thank you to Philip and Dave for supporting the channel. Awesome guys.